Well, Augustine, it says it's starting. We shall see what happens. It turned green, and we'll see what happens. Maybe YouTube will start, maybe it won't. But this is. I think it'll start. I think I think AI over there likes us. Hang on, rock the boat. Oh, I gotta post it. Hold on. Always rock the boat or the bull shizzle. Boom, post that. Absolutely. Always rock the boat. Question everything. And the other theory I was looking at, Augustine, looks like YouTube should be up. The other theory I was looking at, they done found what y'all call white people all over the world. Y'all know they found it? The sons of Ham. The theories after the flood, how everybody was Ham, Japheth, and somebody else, the sons of Adam and Eve, whatever, outside of the fact that the CIA kept the Adam and Eve story secret from the people. They found white people everywhere. White people. They found them everywhere. Y'all know there's no such thing as white people, right? I'm trying to help y'all. I know you don't want to listen, but that's a boat. You need to rock the hell out of that boat. Ain't no such thing as black people. Ain't no such thing as white people. You don't exist. I'm sorry. Love you to death. It's just not. You can come up with all the artificial races and groups and categorizations you want. But here's the biggest problem. The most dangerous person in every room, the most dangerous group, the weapons of mass destruction, the original ones, are the people who always think they're right. Be weary. Yeah, you know what? I take that back. Not the people who always think they're right. They think they're right at all. The people who don't question, they know what's right. It's like right now, Rotherica. We know what's right around the world. They know what's right around the world everywhere. They know what's right. You know how the Americans know what's right? Because Rothschild told them what's right. They said it on television. The Americans said that they're right. So obviously they must be right. Every boat that's rockable, rocket. Otherwise, the bullshizzle piles up. Question everything. Times 10. Keep questioning. Always rock the boat. Oh, Cindy, she liked my post. Cindy loves Cindy to death. Cindy is an original rock the boater, but she had a good reason to. Son signed up, went to go do what's good, do what's right, do what he was raised to believe by our government. That we weren't working for Rothschilds and Rockefeller corporations, and these wars actually were for freedom and democracy and helping people. Hang on. And then never for that. I didn't change my background. But I still love this background. You are here, sea monkeys. Aquatic monkeys, you are here. You are not 34. Well, we might have to change the 34 generations thing. You probably not 67 generations from swimming in the aquatic monkey land. Just poo-pooing in Jeb's face so you can taste the poo. Find out what's for lunch. What seaweed are you eating? Where are you eating it at? That's what I want. All right, I know people don't like that. Hey, but listen, to me, it makes sense. It just means that Big G God is good. Actually, no, what it means is little G gods were good, but Big G God, a lot gooder. Yeah, it doesn't. None of this separates me, right? Like none of this separates. I don't do groups. All I want to know is what's true. And if it's rockable, that means that it's not solid. That boat needs to be capsized, which reminds me, I need to change my background. How's everybody doing this morning? Rock the boat. Yes, rock that boat, baby. All right, there we go. Good morning. Hey, Linda, what's going on? Carrie, Christine is saying the only truth is that everything changes. It doesn't change. And the only truth is the truth ain't the truth 10 years down the road. Truth ain't the truth 100 years. There's no truth to say the truth. The truth always changes. Because we always go to the extent of what we know. And the extent of what we know is usually based in what we know from technology. And our technology sucks. It sucks. We have 20. Our technology doesn't suck. We've been to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. Yes, but we only got 27,000 genes, and rice plants still got over 50,000. Nowhere near the genetic expression. This is what I want to do. I want to change my background to this. I didn't change it. I was in a rush. Look at this right here. This is what I want the background to be. Always rockable boats. Especially if they're like really wealthy, privileged boats that we shouldn't even be on. Rock the boat. Let the bull shizzle wash over. If If you don't rock the boat, the bull shizzle does not wash. Where am I? What you mean, where I am, Grace? People go disappearing. I don't want to disappear. I don't tell nobody where I'm at. I'm in Kalamazoo, Africa. That's where I'm at. Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let me see. Bring up. There was something interesting in the news. We might watch a little news. We might watch a little news from Europe. Good morning, Daniel, Carol, Lisa. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Jack. Truth Soldiers. Hashtag We Are City Hall. Hashtag All Rock Stars. Definitely Truth Soldiers, Brother Jack. Definitely Truth Soldiers. Gotta be a soldier. Don't be a punk. Be a soldier. Be a warrior. You know what I mean? Like, because you can't rock the boat if you're scared. If you're scared to rock the boat, you not rocking nothing.
I'm hearing what my friends might say. I'm scared of what the people in my race might say. I'm scared of what the people in my country.
You need to step up, pull your big drawers up, pull the big panties up, rock the boat. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's nonsense. Question everything. All right, I'm changing music. Let's keep going. All right. But definitely be a soldier, like Brother Jack said. Don't be fake and phony and scared and
I need to be in a group because the group I feel safe.
No, you don't want to feel safe. You don't want to seem correct or right-ish. You want to be correct. You want to live correct. You wouldn't want to do what's right. Every group is a bigoted collection that doesn't respect your sovereignty, which is a word I love. Let me see. About flying monkeys. Well, yeah, but John, that was Wizard of Oz. You know, always check the man behind the curtain. Always check the man behind the curtain. But anyway, outside of that, the fact that we all come from the same people, whether you look at science or religion, there's no separation of our family other than stupidity. We're all cousins. Google is in the news. Not Google. Brother Sean is saying, be the ninth man. I'm not sure what the ninth man is, Sean. Explain that to me. Good morning, Amanda and Sandy. I want to go to Europe. Let me see. I want to go to Europe, see what y'all think about this right here. Hold on.
Searching for...
Oh, that's a vacation commercial. I don't want to show that. I do not want to show that. Let's, wait till that's over. Now let's show it.
Academic positions exclusively. Dutch Engineering University is going to offer its academic positions exclusively to women. Men will only be offered a job if no suitable female candidates are found. The Irene Curie Fellowship Programme will give a female employee a starting package of €100,000 to spend on their own research and is expected to recruit more than 100 women in the coming years. The university's rector believes it suffers from a gender bias.
We attach great importance to equal respect and opportunities for women and men. We are aware that we are suffering from an implicit gender bias. We're now using the fact that plans to expand our academic staff considerably in the coming years can be used as a means to make a big step forward in one fell swoop.
We discussed the move with our guest, political activist Kate Smurthwaite and media commentator Gina Loudon.
Gender balance. Let's talk about
Did you say Google doesn't use persuasive technology?
That is correct, sir. Dark patterns.
Without women at the top, it's harder for women to break through. So they're just taking this opportunity.
When it comes to discriminating specifically against men, that's one problem I have with this. But secondly, and I think perhaps even more imperative, is the fact that from this point on, if a woman has a high-powered job at that particular institution, everyone's going to know that she had special advantages to get there.
Honestly, right now, when I see men in positions of power, I think most of them are only there because the system is totally set up to favor men. I don't look around, even, the government, big companies working around Europe, around the world. When I see their board of directors and it's white guys, white guys, white guys, white guys, I don't think, I bet those are the 10 guys best qualified to run this company.
As a woman in a male-dominated field who has managed to do okay, despite discrimination that I've definitely incurred, as many women have, I would still rather fight and win than have a participation trophy, which is what this is tantamount to.
Yeah, you've done great, but maybe you deserve to do brilliantly. Maybe you deserve an even better job than the one you've got. Maybe you deserve a better salary than the one you've got. I think when I look around, there are lots of women I know who've overcome obstacles, but I don't feel like, you know, they've overcome obstacles, but have they really reached their full potential? No. You would have gone much further if you hadn't had to spend so much time and energy overcoming these obstacles.
But I don't think that we do any groups any favors in playing identity politics, especially where we're shutting down an entire group of people just to give something to another group of people. I think it sends a message that those people somehow weren't competent enough and couldn't earn it. And I think that's very dangerous for women. I think it's very dangerous.
If you're talking about, you know, hiring a doctor for a hospital, I don't want to go to hospital and look around and there not be a doctor. But this is an academic institution, and much as I love reading scientific research papers, I've never woken up of a morning going, I must have 600 milligrams of scientific research paper or I'm going to die. This is not the kind of job which cannot possibly be left open for 6 months. In fact, it's very, very common that these kind of academic positions are left open for much longer than that.
But Kate, what if the research they're doing is, for example, on cancer or something, and it's now postponed for 6 months? How many people are going to die because that research didn't get out there in time because we were all obsessed with making sure one special group was equally represented? I say let the best people in the
hold on a minute.
field definitely have the positions, and I believe that women will be equally represented in that group because I think women are perfectly competent to get there.
We know when it comes to academic research that it's really, really important to have a wide base of people doing that research. And there are lots of incidences actually in the past where we've seen research being done by all-male groups. And when we look at the research when it's published, we realise that it's not as widely applicable as it could be because it's failed to take into account female viewpoints and female experiences. So, you know, how many lives are being lost because research into all sorts of aspects of human life is being undertaken?
I know what you're thinking. As quiet as I've been. That's the quietest I've ever been listening to two people ramble back and forth. Yeah, I know. I'm processing. I'm trying to think through it. I'm trying to look at what y'all are commenting. I'm trying to make sense. My 2 cents. I appreciate knowing your 2 cents, but my 2 cents on it is, well, first of all, usually, and I'm not a feminist. I don't like the word. I don't like none of these words. I don't like none of your group's words. I'm not interested. I used to play the games, the Rothschild name games. I don't do that no more. I'm a human being. I tell you what I see. But usually, when the female is talking, I usually try to stay quiet and listen. The reason why I do is because I got a double standard. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a double standard. I have a double standard, and it's just I'm indoctrinated too. But it is actually a very realistic double standard, right? I mean, no one's been abused more on this planet than those that don't have the muscle structure of the aquatic monk, the 98% aquatic monkeys species. Because violence and conflict ruled most of the past that we know of. So I kind of try to stay quiet and listen. So I agree with Brother Sean. I get what you're saying now. Brother Sean is basically saying, be the ninth man out. Basically, don't be the ninth man. Don't be the ninth man. Be the ninth human out. Be the ninth human out. And always disagree with the people that seem real solid in what they're saying. The people who always think they're right. Well, the people think they're right. And both of these young ladies think they're right. I think they're both right, and I think they're both wrong. I think everything is a degree of wrong and right, probably. What do you see when you see people at the top of a boardroom, right? Top of an organization. I used to sit in these boardrooms all the time with these executives and CFOs and CEOs and all the other little acronyms they come up with, and I can tell you what the majority look like. And it's a pointless discussion. No, I never thought once that any of them deserved to be there. None of them at all. Never, ever, never. Not till after the meeting started. I'd wait till after the meeting was over or midway through it. And I would just look at the room and I would find out, based on what's coming out your mouth, who's qualified to actually be here. And the vast majority were not qualified to be there. Their brains weren't working right. They were drinking coffee and eating biscuits and Triscuits and bagels. They were there because they had friends. They were there because they had degrees. They were there because they went to a school. They were there because they exercised some sort of privilege. And yeah, I know people like to get on that race privilege. Let me remind you, race does not exist. It's time to grow up, move forward, let's evolve. Everybody's got some kind of privilege and they use it and abuse it to get to the top of what we're all dominated by. One of the most powerful things I think it was this lady, I think she said is, should not the best of the best of the best be driving us forward? And I agree with that. I agree with that because I got my human cap on. I try to keep my human cap on as much as possible. Do I want someone at the top because they got good friends? They know the people in the organization. Do I want somebody at the top of food automation, robot automation, or making automated boats or airplanes so people can fly across the world without dying in fiery crashes? Yeah, I want the best of the best. And will the best of the best, let me ask you a question. Because I always think the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. Will the best of the best get to the top in a world where money exists? And money is the reason why everybody wants to be at the top. I know, the pro-money people not gonna like that one. Because they're gonna probably answer from their indoctrination or answer based on the size of their bank account or their ATM slave labor statement. The reality is, if money is the driver, then you will always get the person at the top who wants the most money and is the most creative with their privilege. So I think if we want to drive the world forward, if we want to evolve and become better or best or collective that looks out for each other, something on the equivalence and sentience of an anthill, and stop being 98% aquatic monkeys that fight each other, the top has to be based in probably passion. Getting to the top can't be a monetary thing. It has to be something that's based in something important, something that Christ didn't turn over the tables in church for, for the banks and the money changers. That every Christian has a bank account now. It boggles my mind. Every church got one too. We have to change the model of the world. And I'm thinking through this. I know people say, oh, you're teaching in the morning. I'm not teaching nobody nothing. I am thinking through this and I'm letting you abuse my thoughts. But the top has to be based in some sort of merit. The payout can't be monetary. You have to funnel people into their passion. So I look at this debate and yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to take the current sick system we have and stick a Band-Aid on it. I'm not for Band-Aids, y'all. If we gotta cut, it's infected. We shouldn't constantly putting Band-Aids on it. At a certain point in time, we need to stop running through the hedges. Damn it, that's a bougainvillea. They're pretty as all hell, but them thorns will cut the hell out of you. At a certain point in time, we need to stop running through the thorns. Walk on the path. Get back on the path that bears fruit. The path that doesn't bear rape and destruction and war and genocide and all the other illogical, crazy things that people are about to go out there and vote for again. Brings a thought to mind. The hell did I post? I posted something the other day. I thought it was kind of profound. I got in trouble for something the other day. Oh, guys, what did I post? I know it was anti-vote. I know. Y'all say I'm an anti-vote evangelist. No, wait. Let me go down. What was I thinking? Because y'all post stuff and it makes me think. And I try to quote as many people as I can because there are just some really profound people here. It was oh, no, that's jokes. So, we're about to head out again. And most of the debating on who's going to run the nanny state. Who's going to head the nanny state. Not run the nanny, because they don't run the nanny state. If you don't know yet, presidents, prime ministers don't run a damn thing. But heading right back out to vote who's going to run the nanny state. instead of being the 9th person out and ask, should the nanny state exist? Do I need a nanny? Do we need nanny earth? Do we need representative nannies? Do we need government nannies? And I think not. I think if you really thought about it, the right answer usually isn't the one that's ever posed. Like in that discussion between those two ladies, I don't think the right answer is there. It's not about how do we get women more jobs, but how do we change jobs so they work? So we actually develop a sentient collective where the people who are making the decisions that are driving forward our world and technology are the people who want to drive forward our world and technology. That's what I kind of think. You are unrehearsed and never lacking something to share. Well, Grace, it's because we live in a time where we don't know anything. We don't know a damn thing. I love it. I can't believe, Grace, it was a TED Talk. I won't share it. I ain't sharing nothing TED Talk. I was watching the TED Talk, 2 of them actually. One was talking about the white people, they find it everywhere, all over. They found them in Latin America because of the statue. They found them all over Africa and the tribes on mountains. They found them everywhere, blue-eyed, blonde hair. Because this is one of the things that stupid people fight about nowadays. They found brown people everywhere. They found them, what is that, the big head with the nostril thing. They found it all over Latin America. I forgot the name of it. They done found them in Australia and found it. So you find people everywhere of every creed, color, every little silly thing that they, and I was watching that and I thought that was important because I like to question everything. I don't like to set into my hubris. I don't like to set in and think I'm right because I'm 45 years old, Grace, and let me tell you this, I realize I've always been wrong. I've always been wrong. Yeah, not 100% wrong, but mostly like in that 70 percentile area. I was pretty good wrong, but that 70 percentile area I was wrong in, as we discover more every 10 years, it drops. That 70 percentile becomes 60, becomes 50, becomes 40. And at a certain point in time, we have to just admit that we aren't as smart as we think we are. We aren't as right as we think we are. We're never right enough to invade a country. We're never right enough to join a group that wants to vote and put other people together in an act of force and violence and force other people to be like us or think like us because we think wrong. You know, what we know is always limited by exposure and technology. You said don't watch TED Talk. Yeah, no, Yvonne, I'm not saying that. I said, well, I did say that, didn't I? I did. I got trapped. How can you wake up in the morning, get your cup of coffee, and the first thing that pops on your Google AI news feed thing is humans came from aquatic apes? I couldn't avoid it. I had to watch it. I had to watch it because 98% monkey might become 98% aquatic monkey. I think mermaids might be real. I look around, you look at all the planets in the solar system, water is literally everywhere. There are more ice planets than planets with land and moving water. So the most moving water in the universe is under ice. And if the vast majority of intelligent species that evolve on these planets with 2% and whatever other aquatic species, monkey and alien genes, that would mean that most intelligent life and most life in the universe is aquatic. So yeah, it would make sense to me that when the aliens come, they're not coming to the land monkeys. They're going back to the underwater where they left the sea monkeys. So I couldn't avoid it. But I won't share it because they believe in copyrights. I don't believe in copyrights. Anytime I get a copyright strike, I will never share that video. And I won't ever point anybody to it. You want to go find it, you can go find it. But I don't believe in patents by corporations or systems or government. That's stupid. I'm not a corporation, I'm not a system, and I damn sure ain't no government. Damn sure I won't tell nobody what to do neither. You know, if patents exist in the future, they should all exist with humans, right? We are humans, we are biological, we're not systems. I'm so sick of systems running biological creatures. You can feel the mermaids in the water, crazy me. And Christine, I think that might be true. People think it's a crazy theory. I think Atlantis was real. I don't know if it's underwater. But it would make sense that if we came from powerful, highly intelligent creatures, they probably were underwater. People say, well, but underwater you can't talk. So most likely they wouldn't evolve underwater. I said, no. You know, dolphins, they do this thing called, well, actually, I think that was more of a humpback. But they do that. But not only that, see here, when we talk, you can only hear people a few feet in front of you. Unless it's an American and they're on the phone, then damn it, you can hear them 8 stores down. Why do people do that? Why y'all talk so loud on the phone? I don't get that. I don't need to know how important you are and you got a meeting at 4 o'clock and tell Sarah to bring the bagels and the donuts and we need to work on the ROI. Why do people do that? I don't know. In Walmart, they won't tell you the business.
Well, you tell Tanisha, I don't even know why she at his house. He was at Keisha's house the other day.
Why? That's not my business. All right, that's not my point. I'm just saying that underwater, those sounds go for miles. 1,000 miles away, the whales are talking to each other. Just think about they ain't talking to us. So, I don't know. That aquatic theory is interesting to me. So I got pulled in. TED Talks is deeply censored. Good stuff isn't published. Yeah, they did that. And they did that to Graham Hancock. They did that to Graham Hancock, but eventually they released it. Stop supporting their agenda. Throw away smart everything. Shop local. Grow your own if you can. Jennifer, and that's the right progression. It's called being strong again. It's called going back to being independent and stop being a dependent. It's called off-gridding everything. From your food, to your water, to your consumerism, to your groupism, right? Because your strongest win when you're a strong individual who, for the most part, can take care of many of the things that he needs to or she needs to. I think you still got to be a community, you still got to work together, and you still need a community, but we need to go back to being independent and, like brother was saying, be the 9th person out. Be the person that stand out. When you hear something's wrong, speak on it. Doesn't matter who says, doesn't matter what group you think you might be affiliated because you were born at some birth bigotry. When you see something wrong happening, act on it. You know, when we go back to being strong, off grid, I'm not being controlled by anything, creatures, we will be amazing things. Like I had a good conversation with a sister yesterday. And I won't go through all the details, but I was basically saying that, where's my life going? It's kind of around that question, floating in that area. I said, I don't really know. I don't really know because I don't know me. I've never met me. I'm still trying to meet me. Half of these videos is what it's about. I'm trying to get to know y'all and I might get to know who I am. We're all one, we're all connected, but more than that, I was born into a indoctrinated world and everybody told me who I was. I had black people telling me who I was. I had Christians telling me who I was. I had Americans telling me who I was. And I finally got men telling me who I was. And finally I got to this spot where I was like, no, that's not who I am. That's who you want me to be. And I'm sick of people trying to control me. So I don't even know me. I'm trying to find me. I'm trying to find myself. And if I find myself, I'll know where I'm going. So this is what this whole rocking a boat is about. When I say rock the boat, am I thinking about rocking everybody else's boat or rocking everybody else's boat, including your boat? Rock all the boats. If it's rockable, rock it. If it's sinkable, sink it. All theories, troll everything. It's the only way we get to the truth. And another way, that's called science. And also it's called faith. Having faith, yet studying to show thyself approved. Reading everything. Understanding that you have a finite brain, and whatever this big G God is, it has an infinite brain. And there are a lot of little G gods running around. They like to pretend they're God. Don't get lost in that. What is this? I got a pop-up. Pop-up. This is important. Let me show y'all the pop-up. I don't even know what it is. Let's see. No, I won't do that. I want to see the pop-up. Oh, wait. That's why it's fun to do the live thing, because you don't never know what's going to happen. Got a pop-up. Can I move that over? Nope, it's not moving over. All right, the pop-up says, new from Vice News. Vice, anybody watch Vice? Republican senators killed a bill by running away from the police. Good, I remember that. That was yesterday, we talked about that. That's Oregon. Good, I'm glad they killed it. It's not that the climate ain't changing, it's that they use climate change to do what they want to do. They're using climate change to move forward to police states. I'm good to hear that. Good job, boys and 3%ers. But you don't need your guns to do what's right. We need to get out of violence world. Man should never work to exist, but exist to live. Yes, Augustine. I love what you're saying. Y'all understand what he's saying? He's saying that we should be working on thriving. We should be working on living and thriving and making sure that the next generation, them little kid things that you say that you love all the time, them little things, people always say, I do anything for my baby. You do everything, but you won't give up this money in slavery world. You'll do everything but not vote for the next war criminal and stand out in a protest vote that a model in government that actually has to bomb people to pay for things shouldn't exist. People won't do that. We absolutely have to stop working to exist. We need to destroy this model of kids being born slaves and having to pay the debt off the rest of their lives. That's stupid. That's slavery. And start thinking about how do we change the model and everything? What type of new technologies do we need to make or release to the public and stop letting government working for Rothschilds hide? So we stop existing and we start living. I think that's something that we should hand down to the next generation. I think we should. No man is an island. Yes, Rebecca, no man is an island. And I'm not saying people should be hermits. I'm saying that everybody should have their own critical thought. Everybody should be their own authentic, unique them and understand that they are on an island in the Philippines, right? Where you got thousands of islands and they're all interconnected by these plants that make the seeds and the floating seed pods that go from island to island to island to island. Some of them seed pods massive, but you should be an independent, critical thinking island that forms your own opinion, constantly tries to get rid of the indoctrination of the people who are always trying to control you and find your authentic you, and then work from within the community of islands. Try to figure out how do we become better at this. United States Chamber of Commerce is for it. You need to, if the United States Chamber of Commerce is for it, you need to be against it. Can I say it this way? Can I say if the wild card, anything of commerce is for it, you should be against it? Like this whole commerce thing should come to an end. If money comes in, commerce comes in. Commerce only had one purpose, is because somebody grew something, made something, carved something, forged something in stone or forged it in steel or metal, and they wanted to get paid for their labor. And now we got robots that make everything, grow everything, forage everything, and harvest the water and desalinate it, make the house. If we know we can do that, then commerce shouldn't exist. Commerce should completely go extinct, and we can't do that supporting what commerce wants. Absolutely, positively, totally agree. Commerce, everything needs to go away. We need to stop survival of the fittest because too many people are dying. And back to the initial point, and that's why women aren't at the tops of anything in any way to make us think that we have any type of society that might even be equal in any way, right? Because the money, the commerce, we are slaves and we don't want to get rid of the plantation model. We need to make a stand and not buy the elite's goods. Put a hope to their income. That is the first step, Dawn. Absolutely. We need to stop with consumerism. You're not going to fight big corporations you're buying from. You're not going to fight and stop big corporations from buying your politicians. If you work for the big corporations, you're buying from them, and you want to become powerful like the elites. You got to question everything, and that's a boat that's real hard to rock. I try to rock the hell out that boat, but people love that money. People love this plantation. Who's that, Dawn? I try to rock it, but people, they just, it was a genius system to put money between people and survival. It was a genius system, and I think that was the only reason why that was the only time Christ ever got upset, because he knew what would happen in the future. And I'm not going to tell you I know what Christ is. I don't know anything about it. All I know is what killers and robbers and murderers wrote down and changed in translations. But I do know that Christ's thing was right on that. That the banks and commerce and money changers and those who pretty much broke the entire species and made it love its enslavement should have never happened. I know that's right. I know that's right. All right, let me see. And I don't know that's right in 10 years. I ain't gonna know that's right. If that boat is rockable, rock it. And somebody want them to rock that money boat, tell me why money should exist. Please tell me why. And it's the only reason you got little girls in the Philippines getting help with PTSD because they were a hooker for a month. You tell me that that's a good idea to keep going. And money's behind all of this. All right. Let's see what else is in the news. See what anything else, any other boats that are rockable in the news. Shit. That's the fun thing about live. You just look at live, just go on live. I don't want to show that. There go that TED Talk mess. Let me move that out the screen. There you go. I don't even want y'all to see it. I don't even want y'all. I don't support them in no kind of way. Not today. Make this stuff free and open source. We need an open source world. Ooh, that's crazy stuff. Chemical attacks. Wait a minute, what? What's this? Chemical attacks. Chemical attacks that turned Iran against us. Really? When did Iran turn against us? Iran don't hate us for our
Joining us now to talk about this is John Sunradians. He's a geopolitical strategist at Trilogy Advisors. John, thanks so much for being with us. So the president says today, no more John Kerry, no more Obama, and we are going to obliterate Iran if they touch or attack anything American. Sounds very strident. Is this the message we want to be sending, not just to Iran, but to the rest of the world, who's already starting to see us as bullies?
It's a very Trumpian style for communication, Rick.
To say the least.
To say the least. But what I think we're seeing here now is the Trump administration is seeking to implement a coercive strategy to attempt to persuade the Iranian theocratic leadership to choose peaceful economic development for the Iranian people and for Iranian society, and to move away from violent regional and international destabilization and aggression.
Fine, but let me stop.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all? You can go down everything he said. Peaceful, we ain't. Stabilized, we ain't. Non-violent, we ain't. And we, the masters of violence, destruction, destabilization, war, weapons traffic, we're gonna morally tell Iran. Listen. That's what I'm saying. I just look, and then you walk in a room, and you can tell who is the most dangerous person in that room. The person who thinks they know it, and they don't actually know it. Iran ain't even a country. It's a collection of tribes being enslaved by something else. But, of course, he's going to tell his narrative, so let's look at the narrative.
If you're there, where have they not been peaceful? Pinpoint it to me. Tell the American people what is so unpeaceful about Iran.
Well, first of all, Iran has been an implacable foe of the United States and of other countries, especially its Sunni neighbors, for the last 40 years, ever since the theocrats took over.
But let me stop there. So what? So you're allowed to not agree with us.
Well, you can do that, but if you're going to be acting in violent ways, okay, so we have...
Wait. Are you allowed to disagree with America? Let me ask y'all that question right now. Let me ask it another way. Are you allowed to disagree with a nation that has a Rothschild central bank? Because America doesn't actually exist. What happens to nations that disagree with nations with Rothschild central banks, especially the nations that are used as the muscle? You get invaded. You get destroyed. Latin America been disagreeing with America. Latin America won't have nothing to do with Rothschild banking since the very beginning. How much of Latin America is left without a Rothschild bank? How many people have been thrown out of helicopters? How many nations have been destroyed and have a word called femicide like Honduras? How many? You are not allowed to disagree with central bankers. You are not allowed. Now, you can disagree with America. You play all these games in geopolitics for those of y'all who still believe that that's true. But you will not disagree with the central bank. They murder presidents. Okay?
How are they violent?
We have a country that is blowing up oil tankers, blowing up pipelines.
Not proven.
Shooting down drones.
Not proven.
That is the world's leading sponsor.
The two things you've started with, hold on, the two things you've started with are things that are getting credible pushback from all parts of the world. And as far as I can tell, when the captain of the tanker announces, sorry, but the U.S. story about those tankers being put on there by Iranians doesn't make any sense. That's not what my crew members said. I'm going to listen to this guy.
The world's leading state sponsor of international terrorism, developing an aggressive.
What does that mean? I hear that all again, and I'm just,
Hold on. All right, so, and I won't go back to the USS Liberty. I just simply say, who are you going to believe? The eyewitness, the captain, and the people who was on the damn boat, or the people that was 5,000 miles away that probably manufactured the bomb that blew the boat up, the missile. Once again, if the USS Liberty can be destroyed and Washington sit back and refuse to let the Air Force or Navy do anything to go help its sailors, do you think that's a model of Rothschildian governing? Not American governing, because America doesn't exist. Americans would not do that to Americans. Britons wouldn't do the USS Liberty to Britons. Switzerland wouldn't do the USS Liberty to Switzerland's. That is something else telling people what to do, which is why I'm saying this whole president-prime minister model is a lie. Nations are for your naivete. They're for your gullibility. They are just a management fence to keep you fighting things that don't even exist anymore.
As an American, but John, as an American, everything you're telling me sounds like you are Mike Pompeo, right? And I hear him say this stuff all the time. And as an American, I don't want to carry the water for the Iranians. I don't give a crap about the Iranians. But I kind of feel like we've decided they're bad, and we're going to go out every day like a public relations company and say that they're bad. But I've yet to be shown where they're bad.
All right, so Rick, remember, it was also the Obama administration that had categorized Iran as the world's leading state sponsor of international terrorism. This is not just a Trump or a Republican perspective.
Oh, I know.
This goes back several decades to the Clinton era. Okay, so let's
see, and this is why I always watch the news with a degree of I know they're lying to me. Every news media lies to you. All of them play up the narrative because a lot of it's entertainment. You know what's entertainment? Because it's on the television. If it's on the box, it's all entertainment. So this whole Trump narrative, the whole Obama narrative, and remember, they throw that stuff in there to trigger you, to make you stupid. What Dawn said right there is all you need to focus on. The U.S. is nothing but a corporation. It is a corporation, and it has a holding company. Right? Because the right, they'll agree with that. They'll be like, yep, U.S. is a corporation. That's why we need a businessman at the top of it. I hate to tell you something. You can't put nobody at the top of it. You're not allowed to put the top of the holding company in place. There's a holding company that owns all of these nations and keeps them in conflict because we're dumb aquatic monkeys that can't seem to figure out how things work. Focus on what that woman just said right there. The United States is a corporation. Your voting doesn't matter. Your presidents are insignificant. Your prime ministers don't decide anything. It's decided for them, and they are told.
just be mindful here of the historical facts.
I know, John,
but U.S. policy regarding Iran.
But you get to make me understand, as an American, why I'm supposed to hate Iran, other than the fact that you and our government are telling me I have to hate them because they're bad.
No one has said that you or anyone should hate Iran. As a matter of fact, Iran...
Call them the worst sponsor of terrorism in the world.
That's the...
Wait a minute. All right, stupid. I don't know who this guy is. Who is this? No, he's not. I mean, he's a cousin, man. Don't get me wrong. I love him, but I love a lot of stupid people. Is war hate? Say, no, we're not saying hate Iran. We're not saying we hate Venezuela. We're not saying we hate Iraq. We're not saying we hate the Palestinians. Do you murder people that you hate? Do you drop bombs on their children? What is that called? That's why I'm saying that it's silly to like hate crime to even be a thing in a nation where the government deploys hate everywhere on every continent in every country that doesn't have a Rothschild bank or nuclear weapons to protect itself. That's hate. That's real hate. That's why I don't care nothing about no hate crimes. Because the hate crime law was written by the people deploying most of the hate all around the world. The Satanists that run with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. That's why I don't do no hate. I'm not interested in none of your hate. I'm not interested in none of your hypocrisy. If your government's writing the laws and they are the hate fanatics, they have the epitome of hate, the atypical climax of hate, which is a war, hell no. I don't work that way. Again, if it's rockable, rock it. If they're talking about gun control and they're funneling guns all over the world, if they're talking about women's rights and they're the ones starting all the wars, destabilizing the areas where women have to live so they can have rights, you need to not trust them. They're called hypocrites. That is a boat you need to rock the hell out and get the bullshizzle washed out, because there's a lot of bullshizzle in this boat.
Iranian government, which is very different than Iran, the society, Iran, the people. These are the inheritors of a grand Persian civilization that dates back 4,000 years.
Right.
The problem is their government is one that has been very deleterious to the advancement of Iranian society, which should be far more prosperous, which should be a partner in so many aspects of international integration, the economy, on a whole series of levels that has been denied the country because of the kind of radical Shia theocratic government that has been in place in Tehran since 1979.
Do you know
that whole speech, the only thing I heard is they don't have a Rothschild bank and they don't have a Rothschild bank and it's just horrible because they don't have a Rothschild bank and I'm not sure what we're going to do, because if they wanted to be peaceful, they'd have a Rothschild bank and we need to get them a Rothschild bank. We'll murder millions of people if we need to get them a Rothschild bank. And that's what they need to have, because everybody should already know that they just, for some reason, don't have a Rothschild banking system.
We've been, how could I put this, not very nice to her.
Let me do this. I'm gonna stop for a moment, because I want to give credit to who credit is due. Who finally woke me up to this Rothschild banking, central banking nonsense? It was Albert Bashad. I gotta give evidence where evidence is due. When I first started hearing about this, to me, I thought it was crazy talk. I thought it was conspiracy. I was like, man, what are you talking about, Rothschild bank? Albert, man, I love you, but brother, you must be crazy as hell. That brother was like, Rothschild bank, Rothschild bank, Rothschild bank. America is a looting operation. And he's right. He's completely right. When you sit down and do your research and you start to realize how central banking owns all of these nations and tells them where to get off and when, that'll take you right out the voting system. But if you want to stay ignorant, you can. But I wanted to give credit for that. He's the one that woke me up on that. That's what I'm saying. Try to be right. Try to be wrong as often as you can. Being wrong, there's nothing more releasing. When you gotta be right, you're gonna be constipated all the time. You want all that constipated. I got to be right. I'm right. It'll make you a liar. It'll make you a fake and a phony, and people will see that you have no integrity. Always try to be right by being wrong. Righter. Always try to grow and become more right by being wrong. If you can't be wrong, you are what's wrong with this planet.
Ron, right? You know that. Because we never talk about that. Do you know how many people
I have no idea what you're talking about here, Rick.
Well,
this is a government that when it came into power, it kidnapped dozens of American diplomats and held them hostage for 444 days.
The United States...
That is not an act of war, a diplomatic war against the United States.
Can I take you through this?
Of course.
The United States, with the help of Iraq, has killed 20,000 Iranian combatants and combat medics, killed on the spot with chemical weapons supplied by the United States, where we told the Iraqis to use it against the Iranians. Chemical weapons. 4 examples where civilians were killed. June 28, 1987, a city called Kardash. 1988 in the village of Marivan. 1988, March 16th, in a place called Halabja. And then in villages around the cities of Sarpol and Zahab. 5,000 civilians killed with nerve gas supplied by us to be used against Iran. That's not a very nice thing to do. Could you understand why maybe they may not like us?
I have no...
Stop! Do they hate us for our freedoms? See, this is what I'm talking about, rocking the boat. That's effective rocking the boat. Sanchez ain't playing. He ain't here to play. I can't get on the whole Trump narrative and the nonsense Republican, Democrat, American stuff. And maybe he has to do that for the network. I don't know. Maybe that's where his thinking is. But he's rocking the hell out of this man's boat. And that's what I'm saying. You got to rock the boat, but you got to have the details. You have to have the facts. You got to have a Wanda links. You got to have somewhere to send people who are actually ready to open their mind out of the indoctrination. Somebody said, who said that? Susan? Ready to get out of the zombie apocalypse. Ready to stop doing the brains. Walk around eating everybody's brain and stuff. You got to have the facts, right? Like I met a lady yesterday. We had a great conversation. I met a couple of people yesterday. I always have good conversations. I like to talk to people. Everywhere I go, I try to talk to people. I became my father. I don't know. I thought he's crazy. Every time we went somewhere, the man just wasn't talking to people. Nothing more powerful than talking to people you don't know from places you've never been. And she was just like, yeah. She was like, you ever heard of geoengineering.org? I was like, what? Geoengineering? I was like, Dane Wigington. She was like, yeah. We went through all of it. I think she was from California or somewhere. She was just like, boop, 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 boop. She had the details and the facts, and I had a few details and facts. And she was with her friend. And this was the powerful thing, is that her friend never heard of geoengineering. I think her friend probably thought she was crazy. Her friend was probably sitting back like, yeah, she nuts. I didn't know her my own life. She nuts. Remember this, a prophet is never sent to their own land. Right? And you can't always rock the boat of your husband or your wife or your friend or your girlfriend or your whoever, because they know you. They know everything you know. They see your brain all day long. They see you pick your nose and your fart and how you smell when they go in the bed. They know everything about you. You can't tell them a damn thing. But what was powerful about yesterday is because I do some research and I know what I'm talking about on the things I know what I'm talking about and other things I shut the hell up on. And she knew. Her friend was blown away that they just actually met a guy who agreed with her crazy friend, and we were going back and forth like vaccines, this, that, geoengineering, this, that, 5G, this, that, Rockefeller, Rothschild banking, central banking, and it was just like, it was amazing. And she was jumping in the conversation. He was like, well, what do you think about this? And what about that? And big pharma and blah, 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 blah. And so I was lucky enough that I was allowed to be used as a conduit to help her wake her friend up. Rock the rockable boats. But you also got to remember that sometimes you got to help other people rock their friends' boats. And this is why if you don't have 5,000 friends on Facebook, you're not helping as much as you could be helping. You need to have as many friends as possible. You need to share with as many people as possible. And you got to jump in the comments. You got to jump in the comments. I know a lot of people don't like to comment. I don't like to get into the fray. You got to get in the fray. Damn it, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. You can only choose how you live. Get in the comment fray. Now, I'm not saying go back and forth with all the cussing and acting stupid and all the personal attacks and all of that nonsense. But you jump in and you give credibility to your friends where you can, because we got a planet to save. Well, actually, I take that back. We don't got a planet to save. The planet don't care. The planet doesn't care. It's going to shake us off. But we have evolving to do. And you only do that when you look out for each other. Well, actually, better yet, look out for the truth. I'll say that. Look out for what's true. Right? Don't look out for people because they're in your group. Like this whole people call a lot of this alternative and truth community stuff like that. I don't call it that. Because the problem is when you group things up, you feel this need to want to make your side right. People in your guild, and I'm not doing no groups. It's what's true. If it's what's true, back it up. If it's not what's true, don't say. And half the time, you don't really have to even get in the discussion. You just jump in and say, you know what Brother John or Brother Linda or Sister Linda or Lori said, that's true, and post a link and then walk away. Like, who just did that? Adrian, Sheepless in Seattle. She just posted a link and walked away. Half the time, you don't have to get into it. You can go back to eating your bagels or whatever y'all's doing in the vegetarian. But you add to the credibility of what's true, especially in a time where you got millions of people about to head to the polls and pick the next war criminal. And because that's the only thing that's really debated in American media right now is who gets to bomb the children. That's it. Nothing else is important. Who gets to bomb the children? And if you think bombing children is a bad idea, you want to stop seeing kids in little pretty dresses going to weddings and American drones dropping bombs on them, then you need to do something about it. And it damn sure ain't voting. It damn sure ain't what the monopoly or makers, it's not what the people who run in the monopoly game tell you to do. Like the sister was saying a minute ago. If commerce is the issue, you need to not listen to the Department of Commerce. If money is the issue, you need to not listen to the banks. If politicians are the issue, if the model is sick and it's based on blood, money, and destruction, then you need to not listen to the politicians. And what are they all saying? Vote, 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 vote. Rock the vote. And I'm not saying politicians are bad people. I'm saying they got a job to do, just like these police out here, just like Homeland Security, FBI, all the rest of them, just like the military. It's not the people doing the job that's the problem. It's the critical thought of the people supporting the system, and that's us.
No idea what the source of any of these allegations are, so I'm not going to comment on any of these particular aspects.
You don't know that the United States actually helped Iraq use nerve gas against Iran? Because it's public record.
I don't know the source of that information, Rick. What I do know is what is happening right now is that Iran is undertaking a very aggressive policy in the Persian Gulf and in the Middle East in an effort to get the Europeans and the Chinese government at the G20 summit later this week to put pressure on the Trump administration to re-enter.
Iran is taking an aggressive policy. I wish I had my picture. I could show the picture of American. Just type in American bases, and you'll see was it 600 now, 700 American bases all over the world, explaining that other people are taking aggressive stances, and that's the bases that they publicly admit to. And you got all the bases that they do not.
The JCPOA, and to try to provide some economic salvation for a failing Iranian economy.
But they signed a deal that seemed to be working. Our administration, the Trump administration, comes in and says, nope, deal is done. I mean, we broke the deal, not them.
Well, let's remember, this was never a treaty that was ratified by the U.S. Senate. It had the imprimatur of the President of the United States, and there was never actually even anybody's signature on this document. It was simply a promise made by the leaders of the respective governments in 2015. And President Trump, then candidate Trump, had stated if he were to win election to the presidency, he would withdraw the United States from the JCPOA.
Why?
So everyone knew this.
Why?
He thinks it's a bad deal that allows Iran to compartmentalize a quote-unquote slowdown of its nuclear weapons program while it's still involved in international terrorism, developing ballistic missiles.
So how can we get mad at them now if they're going to say, okay, you're not going to respect the deal, we're going to start making that stuff again?
President Trump has asked the other parties to the JCPOA to bring Iran to the table to negotiate a better deal that doesn't simply slow down Iran's nuclear weapons capability and development program, but halts it, ends it. Okay. And until that's the case, it's going to be a policy of maximum economic pressure on the theocrats until we're able to hopefully sit down at the table and work out a better deal.
John, you present your points very, very well. Thank you.
He does present his points very, very well. And it's obvious he watches a hell of a lot of United States news. And it makes notes. He presents the points well, but none of the points he actually presented are based in any unrockable facts. They're based in what the slave colony teaches the slaves. And this is all right, I'm not gonna say it again. This is the problem right here. This is the problem. We have too many adults acting like children of no critical thought, but they repeat the narratives of the war criminals that actually run this country, who don't even live in the country, who probably never even been to Washington. That should bother you a little bit. But if your mind is open enough to see that.
Thank you for allowing me to push back on this. I mean, I think these are the types of conversations that as Americans we need to have, because what you see on the other stations is guys saying something like what you're saying, America's great, we're always right, they're always wrong, and everybody goes, okay, fine. I think we should question these things, and I'm glad you gave us the opportunity to do that.
Thanks for having me on the show.
You're a good man, I appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
Push back, and he is a good man, stop it. He's not a bad man, he's not a bad man, he's a gullible man. He's a gaslit man. He's a man that's going to get a lot of people killed. but everybody in general are good people. You know, and that's why I appreciate Sanchez. You have to be able to talk to people in a way that gives them a chance to wake up. And is that guy gonna wake up? Probably not. Probably has a salary that's based in lying or based in him believing that all of that was true. But the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there because Sanchez talked to him in a way that trolled him. It actually rocked his boat. I mean, he may not know it. The boat might need to capsize a little further. He may need to hear from a few other people. But that's how we move forward. We got to treat each other with respect. We got to treat each other with a hand that allows people to wake up. That's why I don't do all of that yelling, cussing, and screaming and flipping out on people, because when you do that, they're not going to listen to you. I wouldn't listen to you. Who wants to hear the person across the alley on the phone yelling? Nobody cares if you're yelling and screaming at them. But you talk to people with respect and understanding that it's stupid for your indoctrination to fight their indoctrination. All right, do comments and I'm going to get out of here. I gotta pee, my goodness. What time's, oh, good Lord, yeah, I do got to get out of here. I used to think I used to think you were all crazy. Now I'm crazy too. Isn't that how it worked, Megs? I thought these people were nuts. I thought these people were psycho. I was like, yeah, okay, central banking, huh? Yeah, all right, listen, I'm gonna go get my voting sticker and lollipop, damn it. I was like, chemtrails? Man, what the hell is wrong with y'all? You know, I didn't see the things come out the back of the airplanes. And I went to geoengineering and I did .org and I started looking at the first time I met a chemtrail person, Megs, where was I at? It was like I was going to the gas station. They had some signs out there. And I used to be an activist, so I like to give people time. Let a guy give him 5 minutes of my ear. Give 5 minutes of my ear. The government's spraying us and they got the chemicals coming out the airplane. And da-da-da-da. They gave me pamphlets and handouts and stuff. They had billboard little stuff they were showing me and everything, showed me some charts and I just sit there, I was like, okay, yeah, I got you, brother. Oh, they got to stop. They got to stop. I got back in my car, Megs. I was like, this man is a loon. I mean, I looked at it, I give people my ear, but I was just like, I wasn't ready to believe that. But then when I stopped and I really started thinking about, think about the evil things that we have done. Like, think about how we brought all the German scientists who murdered all of those people. Experimented on. Yeah, you got people who question the Holocaust. I'm fine with y'all questioning anything. Rock any portions of it that's rockable. But a lot of people died in World War II, that's a fact. There were concentration camps where people died, and there were experiments on people, and all of that is true, which is why that's where Zionism came from. That's why you got psychopathic people over there now, because that transgenerational epigenetics was handed down, that aggression and fear. Now they can shoot kids with high-powered assault rifles. That's what I'm saying. Don't turn on people. Just take the assault rifles out of their hands, take them out of power so they can't murder people. But question, to me, when I first heard that the Holocaust wasn't exactly true, my indoctrination fought it, but I listened to it. And when you start to see the facts and the Freedom of Information Act requests and the fact that, the same banks fund both sides of every war since the Napoleonic Wars, and they're all related to the Rothschilds, then you start to wake up. And so I'm with you, man. I'm like, I'm crazy too, but in the back of my mind, it's not that I'm crazy too, it's that the world is a nut. The world is a lunatic. This 98% aquatic ape has lost its ever-loving damn mind as it de-evolved back to the condition and sentience of less than ant colonies. It is what it is, but you gotta do your homework. I wish I had more time to participate in conversations. My life is hectic picking that cotton. Yes, it is, Ivana. That's why it's in between, girl, in between. Like, you're in between the bushes, Get your cotton, get your rubber, whatever you got to pick. Get your TPS reports, get your picking. But in between the picking, in the inventory where you can, in the cracks, go in that closet, get on the phone, back up your friend in the comment section and keep moving. Keep it moving. You got to survive in this world. I'm not a proponent to tell people completely walk away from everything and become homeless, live in a car while we send $3.8 billion to Israel. I am not a proponent of you becoming poor and walking away. You do that, you're going to prison or you're going to be shot. Look at the minority communities, and the minority in terms of the minorities in the trailer park, the minorities in the ghettos and the barrios. You become poor, you walk away from too much too soon, and you can't afford to feed yourself, your only place to go is prison. Your only place is to be shot in the street. We see it all damn day. So you got to make it sustainable. Whatever your fight is, it has to be sustainable or it's not going to work. Megs, I think all humans are crazy. All of us to one degree or another. I just am not as crazy as certain other humans, and neither is my hubby. You know what, Susan? I think you're right. I think all human beings are nuts. I think because we're all nuts to each other. It's like, what's that book, Susan? Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, something like that. I think we're all crazy to each other because we all have different experiences and our brain forms different, those neuron dendrite connections, and how your brain is constantly reforming based in your world, your experiences, what you're going through, whatever that abuse is, whatever you learn, and whatever you research, whatever people like you are around you are like, then it makes you a nut to somebody that's on the other state over, the other community over, the other race over, the other religion over. And I think individually we're all crazy and nuts and don't make any sense to each other. But as a collective, we make sense. If we ever can become a collective, right? When the world is not flat, when the world is actually round and we have well-rounded opinions, not that the world is flat, I'm not attacking flat earthers, I'm not doing that. I back y'all up every day. I back my flat earther friends up every day. I don't believe them, but I back them up. Why? Because I ain't never been to space. And NASA lies about every damn thing. But when your world is well-rounded, your world is less crazy. When you see kids in Yemen as being human beings and not dogs, when you see kids born in Israel, even the Zionist children, as being human beings, not dogs, that they were just lied to in all of the books that they had as kids in crayon colors, all the Arabs were monsters, right? I mean, what was that thing where they don't actually show any pictures of anybody from Palestine? And understand that we're all indoctrinated to be foolish and dumb. Individually, we're crazy. But when you look at everybody's perspective, when you look at the Palestinians' perspective, you realize that our world is jacked up because we're all being farmed based on our indoctrinations. That's why groups are dangerous and people are right are the weapons of mass destruction. People who actually think they're right, they're crazy. They literally are crazy. All right. No group is me. Yes, no group is me is a group, Christine, and it's a group that we ain't gonna join because I'm not gonna be in a group. Thinking that friendship is defending your friend, whether they're right or wrong, is not friendship. It's being a flying monkey. You guys really got to read the story 100% on point truth. Yeah, absolutely, John. Absolutely, positively. Never back your friend up because they're your friend. Never back your family up because they're your family. Never back somebody up in your little silly party if you're in a party. You back up what's true and what's right. That's called getting integrity. This is what these little tribal monkeys do, because they get together and they just fight. Doesn't matter who's right and wrong. Doesn't matter who raped who was in the wrong, who beat each other in the head, who's starving, who's genocide, who's funneling weapons. If they're on my team, they got my jersey, I'ma fight on this side. And I use the word jersey for a reason, John, because it's like it's a game to them. It's a damn game. It's like the Eagles versus the Cowboys versus the Indians, Indian versus the Oilers, It's like these ignorant sports, living life like it's a damn game. Defending somebody else because they got on your jersey, they look like you're from their team. Life is not a game. People are actually dying. Kids are actually being starved. All right. I stopped there because I started to get serious, and I get upset when I get serious. There's real passion there. Passionate people will get upset. It's why you gotta laugh. If you don't laugh, we will. You gotta laugh. If you have to, laugh at the ridiculousness of a 98% aquatic monkey species that feels it has the right to destroy a planet that we all live on. Laugh at the ridiculousness of that. All All right, let me get down last couple comments. I need to get out of here. I got to go, got to pick my cotton. Exactly, I've been commenting and lost friends. I just keep moving. Surely those who unfriend me, send me friend requests back, okay? And before I accept, I make sure they can handle the truth first. And that's good, Angela. That's real love. That's real love. That's real love. If people will unfriend you because of something you post, that person is not your friend. I don't know what they are. They're not your friend. They're an acquaintance. They are a person that will be friendly to you if you believe what they want you to believe. If you post what they want you to post, that person is not your friend. That person can become your friend, but that person doesn't respect you. You know, you have to have respect for someone and what's important to them, what's passionate to them, and respect them enough to let them think what they want to think. People who don't let you think what you want to think, they're not your friend. They don't like you. Those are people you want to unfriend you. That's why I post away, Angela. I post away. I'm like, go ahead. That's how I know that I'm getting the right friends. I watch that friends list go. As long as that friend list is moving around, then I know there's a heartbeat, and I'm saying things that are truthful. If that friend list just keep going up, then you know you're lying. And one group is enjoying your lies, like the mainstream media and the news. They tell people what they want to hear. You know, you want your circle of people to be people around you who love you, people who respect you for who you are and whatever you believe. That's how you know people love you. So they weren't your friends, they didn't unfriend you. They unenemied you. Or okay, I'll be nice. They unfrenemied you. Open source world, yes, Amanda Boudreaux. That's just poetry to my ears. Open source the world. There's no more reason for any more secrets, y'all. We are cousins. 7 billion cousins. And anytime we got secrets from each other, it's because we want to abuse each other, because we want to hide behind a bush and mug somebody, mug a nation. We need to stop robbing each other. We're cousins. We need to look out for each other, especially the smallest among us. Let's see what else we got before I get out of here. Yes, Gene, it was regurgitation. That's all it was. It was regurgitation. None of what that man said in that interview was independent, critical thought from him. It was all regurgitated parrot. Is that a turkey? That wasn't a turkey. I don't know what the hell that was. It was that the parrot, right? Isn't it the parrot where you walk in the room and the parrot's like, hello, hello. They hate us for our freedoms. Hello, can I have a cracker? Iran is a terrorist. America's right. And it's just like high time. When I start hearing that, and I start seeing like, oh, you got them feathers, don't you? I love you. I do. I just like, oh yeah, okay, just pet the top of the parrot. All right, parrot. Listen, parrot, you're not right, parrot. You're just repeating what some other dumb 98% monkey said. You need to find your own original thought, parrot. Probably want a cracker. All day long. That's kind of what I feel like. I'm walking around people. They're just like, I want a cracker. I'm gonna go vote. I'm gonna rock the vote. I'm gonna change the world. What the Rockefellers told me was to vote. All right, now I almost did a Bernie. I'm not gonna do a Bernie. I'm gonna leave Bernie alone. Bernie's a brother. Love that brother to death. But he has no power to change anything anywhere. He has zero authority with the rest of them. The only authority is with us, and the only way we change things is if we all come together and say enough is enough. Like the brother keeps asking me, so, oh, well, how you think no voting's not gonna help? Has voting helped? Okay. If voting gets kids murdered, let's not do that. Let's figure something else out. I'm not gonna convince you I got all the solutions. I mean, I back up and say, listen, if y'all are, okay, here's an example. What's in that name of the movie where Ricky had to get out the car? They were gonna do a drive-by shooting, and Ricky was in the car and they had that music playing. What's that little movie? I know the name of the movie. Somebody tell me the name of the movie. Ricky was in the car, he was a football player, they were young in LA, and he had to make a decision. Do I want to stay in the car and go do the drive-by shooting and get the revenge, or do I want to get out of the car? They had the music playing. It's us. We're in the back of the car now. Our friends want to go do the drive-by shooting. We need to think about it. Do I want to keep doing and repeating the same cycle of things that get people murdered, that's based in violence? or do I want to just get out the car? See, getting out the car, when Ricky got out the car, oh, come on, y'all know the movie. It's not Menace to Society. What's the name of that movie? Ricky got out the car. Ricky didn't say, "Dope boy, dope." Yes, boys in the hood. Thank you, somebody. No. Ricky didn't say, "Dope, don't go shoot him." Ricky didn't say that. What Ricky do? Ricky said, "Dope, let me out, dope." Let me out. Sometimes you just gotta get out the car. Why? Because he knew, and I'm making all this part up right here, but Ricky knew Dope Boy was gonna go do that murder, right? See, what do I know? I know Trump is gonna go do that murder. I know Obama went and did that murder. I know that Bernie's gonna go do that murder. I know Kamala and Harrison and all of them are gonna go do that murder. I'm gonna get out the car. Not that I know it's gonna stop them. But see, they feel more empowered if I'm in the car than if I'm not in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to hold the gun. If I'm in the car for the drive-by shooting, they feel more empowered. Not only that, but then it increases the response of the other gang of the guy who gets shot. Man, they rolled up deep. It was about 5 of them in the car. We need to roll deeper with 10. Do you see how geopolitics ain't geopolitics? It's literally gang mentality. It is literally what you say that you don't want in the world because you don't actually go to the drive-by shooting. You just support them. You just clap and cheer for the drive-by shooting. That's what I'm saying, is that no, it's not about you're gonna stop the drive-by shooting. You're gonna pull your support. They're gonna go, these presidents and prime ministers, and go murder and genocide anybody they want. But the less people who support them, the more they stop and question what those other people think about. Why'd they get out the car? Why aren't they voting? How come they're not cheering us anymore? How come nobody's showing up at the Hillary events? How come less people showing up at the Trump events? What the hell is going on? Are people actually starting to get a heart? Are they actually thinking that maybe gang mentality is a bad idea? And you make them question it. You make them less secure in killing people. See, it's easy to go kill and murder and genocide people if you got millions of people behind you. It's not so easy if you don't. If you got human beings in leadership anyway, if any of your leaders, your war criminals, have hearts, they think more if nobody's with them. So you call me a don't vote evangelist, I just don't believe in drive-by shootings. How about that? I just don't believe in drive-by shootings, and I'm not gonna get, no, let me out the car. I don't want to be in the car. I think y'all are nuts. That's what I think. So is me getting out the car gonna help? No, but you know what? Damn it, I can sleep at night. I know that I didn't help make a gang war worse. I know that. All right. Yo, what's going on, Chris? Keep dope alive. Chris back in town. Where the hell you been, man? How come every time I see a picture you on a beach somewhere with your bush? What's going on? Chris Lewis is funny. Chris, he won't shave. He got that fro and he got the face beard and everything, scaring everybody at the beaches. It's good, Chris. You should do that. You should do that. I appreciate you, Chris. I appreciate you going to the beach, scaring the hell out of privileged people. I really appreciate that. You know why? For the same reason, I appreciate these brothers walking around with open carry guns. For the same reason. You need to get people used to who they share the planet with. Appreciate your swag, man. That's you doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. I know I'm not doing it. I ain't doing It's not my thing. It's not my thing. I ain't doing it. I gotta shave. I gotta buy and sell, brother. I got 3 boys. I gotta put them jokers through college. All right. I got 3 boys, and if they don't go to college, I gotta help do something else. I got to buy and sell. But I'll sit here and I'll talk about it all day. You were doing the right thing. I wish I had your fortitude. Sometimes I don't shave. I don't always shave. I try to play the role to a degree. Too many egosticals. Me. Yes, Sandy, because everything is me. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about the person that's going to get shot in a drive-by shooting. I'm going to go vote anyway. Why? Because I'm told to vote. I don't know how to get out of it. I'm stuck in a loop. Like Max Headroom. Don't be a Max Headroom. Don't be a zombie. Do not be a clone. I saw something on the earth being flat, and it was the first time I thought maybe it was. I consider this hollow. I'm very open-minded. Susan, I agree with you. I think I know the earth is hollow. I know it's hollow. Because why? Because all rocks are hollow. So of course the earth is hollow. There's no question if the earth there's the biggest oceans are under the earth. And those oceans are constantly bleeding into this ocean. Into this ocean. So of course the earth is hollow. Is it flat? Susan, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me be honest with you. I hope the earth is flat. I hope the earth is flat so bad. I do. Oh, goodness great. I'd be so happy if the earth is flat. Just because most people be wrong. I can't. Oh, I'd love to see 99.9999% of the people on this planet wrong as hell. I think it'll help us. I do. I hope the earth, Susan, I hope the earth is flat. I hope flat earthers are right. And I don't want it to be flat on a circuit board like a simulation. I want the earth to be flat. I want it to be on some turtles' backs, and I want them turtles walking. I want a picture from space. I want to see a flat earth with some turtles. Oh, I'd love it. Oh my goodness. You don't know how I look. Lord Jesus, please let the earth be flat. Please, please, please. Will y'all soul, whoever's up there, if y'all can make the earth flat, we need it. We have too much hubris on this planet. Please, just put some strong turtles on it. I do. And when people are wrong, oh, the world goes the right way. But damn it, when people are right. That's how I protect my flat earther friends all the time. I don't know. I love the theory though. It's entertaining. I think it's entertaining. And they're right about some things. NASA lie all the damn time. All I heard was him explaining America, not Iran. Right, Amanda, because they sell that narrative. They say America, 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 and if you think you're American, magically you already got a side. He already owns you. He owns your support because everybody wants to be supported. You know, Doughboy in the front of the car says, "Crips, you're a Crip. You're okay with the drive-by shooting," like what Brother John was talking about. Grow some integrity, grow a pair, step up, be the ninth man, like the brother said, and do what's right. That's simply it. Super delegates will choose Biden. Sorry. Yeah, she was. I don't. You know, and it's like I said. I'm not even paying attention. I don't even care, right? Because Biden gonna do the drive-by shooting. Trump gonna do it. Whoever's gonna do it, they all driving in the car. They got guns. They're doing exactly what the Rothschilds told them to do. And they're gonna go do it. Doesn't really matter if I vote or not. Doesn't really matter who's in charge or not. Unfortunately, I think it's a bad idea, so I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm finding the planetary forecast more worthy to me than the weather forecast. That's interesting, Jeannie. It is interesting. You know, climate change is a thing. Climates always change. We just need to be prepared for it instead of fight over who did it, because we all did it. You had some gas today, and okay, well, that's what happened. That you eat frozen pizza, you're going to have a little gas. It's just because the cheese ain't fresh. And there's a lot of chemicals and pesticides in the vegetables. You're going to have a little gas, and so you helping with climate change. They said that the cows done caused it. Well, the cows ain't the only one pumping out methane. Damn it, if you did a methane study over America, oh, Lord have mercy. Most of the gas, most of the hot gas in the world got to be coming from the place from the people eating the sickest food. And with the cows eating the sickest food. All right. Let me get down. I miss anybody's comments. Let me see. That's big facts, G. Never back people because you're comfortable with them. Right. You know what, Chris? Because if you love somebody, you'll tell them when they're wrong. Because you don't want them going out being wrong in the world. If you love your kids, you don't tell them they're always right. You tell them when they're wrong. Why? Because you love them. You don't want them to be the nut in the party. You don't want them to be the nut in the world. When you love people in this political party thing or whatever y'all groups in, you tell them when they're wrong. Tell them when they're wrong more than when they're right. When you're right, why would you care? When they're right, why would okay, you're right, whatever. But if you love somebody, the most significant thing you gotta do, if you give a damn about them, is to make sure they don't die being wrong. This is like the first time in human evolution, probably, when we cheer people we love for being stupid. People used to die like that. People die today being stupid. It boggles my mind, brother. Boggles my mind. Truth is so foggy, lied to so much. Yes, truth is foggy. Everything on this planet, Jennifer, is foggy. That's why I don't dig my feet in the sand on anything. The minute I dig my feet in the sand, then I'm wrong. Isn't it ironic that the Steelers have sold the most Super Bowl rings? John, it could be ironic. I really don't watch football, so I don't know. I'm kind of heading out of this whole team sports thing. I don't want my mind thinking that way anymore. I think there's subconscious things that are happening. I think the whole Coliseum has a greater subconscious effect than what we think. You know, this idea, this is my team and I'm rooting for it no matter what. You know, everything is a rich man's trick. Patty Huff. Oh my goodness. Patty. That documentary, that's the one that did me in. When you watch, if y'all have not watched Everything is a Rich Man's Trick, that is the very next thing that you need to watch. That will explain to you precisely how your world works. And you need to share it with your friends. It's a 3-hour video, but by the end of that video, Patty, when I was done with that, I was like, okay, I get it now. We got work to do. It'll mess you up. Those men murdered our president. And those are the same men that were behind 9/11. And you keep voting for the people that they're putting in office, they don't have nothing good planned for us. Great documentary. Please watch it if you have not. All right, get out of here. Good morning, folks. Oh, a lot of good comments. Pretty much get the most comments by everybody, except for the people who don't comment because they at work. All right, let me see. Chris Lewis, I am colorblind, by the way. You should indoctrinate Dr. Benjamin May's teaching. We visited the Home Space Museum and okay, that's a lot, Patty. I can't read all of that, but I am going to stick with the top of it. I'm colorblind. I don't care nothing about anybody's skin. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's dumb. Support somebody because of their skin color. The color of their fur. Wolves ain't even that dumb anymore. So no, I'm not that stupid. I back people when they're right, and I tell them they're wrong when they're wrong because I love people. That's it. And I want people to be right. And the rightful thing is, like I tell people, Patty, I say, you can take all the pro-white skin folk, all the pro-black skin folk. There's people over here want the blue eyes and the blonde hair. The people over there, they want the afros and the dark skin that don't gray old and crack a berry or something. What they say? Black don't crack, something like that. And you can leave them all in America. Go ahead and leave them all in America. In 1,000 years, you're all gonna look like Native Americans. You can. Your DNA does not agree with your own little bigoted area, your own bigoted mind. Your DNA completely disagrees with you. These things do not exist. Your skin color is there for solar radiation. That's it. That's the only thing. You know, so I don't care nothing about it. A person that look like you will rob you quick as a person that doesn't. A person that looks like you will rape your daughter as quick as one that doesn't. A person that looks like you will murder you as quick as one who doesn't. The stupidest people on this planet are still playing these little racial games. I don't get it at all. I am colorblind. You better learn how to recognize a threat. You better go back to how we evolve and know how to recognize a threat. Biggest threat are the people who want to devour you and the people who don't respect you. And the people who don't respect you, who want you to think like they do, they're capable of anything. So I don't do groups and I don't do colors. I care nothing about things that are insentient. You know, these derogatory colors that some killers and ancient plantation masters and slave owners label the people with, and those people are so lost that they still do it to themselves. No. And plus it's all Rothschild stuff anyway. It's all a part of the game board. You give everybody avatars and you put them out in conflict against each other, and that's how the Rothschilds stay in power. Show me the money, I think. Yeah, John, that's the basis of everything. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. The answer to everything is economics. You follow the money, you'll find out the problem, you actually fix the problem. You follow the race, you follow the religion, you follow the nation, you follow any other fantasy, ignorant thing that was put together, you will never fix the problem. Ever. All right, click down. The key word is thinking. Gerard, who actually thinks on this planet. Well, Susan, not enough. I can tell you that. Not enough people think. Too many people are born into their bigotry and they run with it. And when people stop being born that way, this planet will go the right way. Until then, we are waiting to all die miserably. And our kids too. The bully is always the one who is up on the controlling the resources. Exactly, Deborah. And that's what I'm saying. How do we Deborah, how do we have an anti-bullying society and we bully everybody financially? Like, how is a government that literally bullies everybody financially with artificial scarcity, how are they fighting anti-bullyism? And they're being bullied by the Federal Reserve. They're being bullied by central banking. And the central banks are being bullied by the Rothschilds that own them. How in the hell is any bullying being fought? You know, it's actually worse to be bullied financially than to be bullied physically. At least physically, you know, those cuts will heal. That black eye, it'll, you know, you got an immune system. It'll fix it right up. Boy, you bully financially into poverty, you will die. That's why I posted that thing the other day. Saying how many Americans are homeless living in cars? And how much money do we send around the world and give everybody else on the planet aid while the people starve? While people living in cars, kids living in cars. Kids, and there's some kids that can't even live in a car. They're living in cardboard boxes and we're sending billions of dollars to another country? No, thank you. You can have your voting system and shove it up your anus. I don't have nothing to do with y'all. It's crazy. Get down. Wow, Gerard, you have 3 boys. Wow, I know, Susan, right? I know, right? Now most of my grade belong to them right there. You know that? Them boys crazy. I raised them to be crazy though. I raised them, Susan, to question everything. And first thing the little bastards want to question is me. I raised to question everything. They figured out how to be velociraptors. It's hard to raise good kids who are critical thinkers, and it'll give you gray all over your face. But it's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be there. You do not want kids that go along with the system. You do not want to make good slaves and zombies and feed them to this system. You know. So the gray hairs, you gotta earn them. You gotta earn them. Put them on your face. We are here to make a better world. We're here to be stewards of the planet. We're here to beat these bodies up, let the kids beat the bodies up and fix it, and you can't take your body with you and all the crap you collect, you can't take that either. All you can do is try to make a better human being than you are. And that's all I tried to do, Susan. I tried to make some better human beings than I was. And I was gaslit from birth. Gaslit from birth. Not people who loved me, but people who were also gaslit, who didn't know any better. You know, and I just don't want them to fall into the Rothschilds game and not realize that they're given avatars by these killers that run everything. Is Gerard sporting a Fu Manchu? Yes, John. This is the closest I can get to supporting Chris Lewis. It's the closest I can get. I'll be honest, John, I'm not sporting nothing. I was lazy. I had to shave and I didn't have time yesterday, the day before, so I just shaved what I had. And I had to run. Let me see, the Earth is a computer simulation. I don't think so. I don't know. Rebecca, I think it's a simulation. I do. I think it's a simulation. I hope it's a simulation of a flat Earth on turtles' backs. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping and praying. I got my crystals, and I'm hoping that that's really what Earth turns out to be. If the Earth is flat, cats. If the Earth was flat, cats would have knocked everything off by now. Daniel, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Cats are murdery bastards. They don't care. There would be no damn birds on the planet either. Y'all let them cats out. They kill everybody. I know you love your cat. I know you do. But your cat is a killer. I'm trying to tell you, cats are killers. You know, they raise you. You're not raising them. They've domesticated humans. We have not domesticated cats. They are lions. The only reason they're not eating you because you're big and you stink. That cat that purrs and that cat does not love you. Them things, they make messes because that's what they're supposed to do. They're solitary creatures. They're not pack animals like wolves and dogs, like humans. Cats are one of the few things that evolved to not give 2 damns, to eat everything it could, kill everything it could, play with everything, and knock all the biscuits off the counter. I'm gonna eat the one I want. I'm gonna knock the rest off the counter. Why? Because I can. Cats and the Federal Reserve have a lot in common. Cats are the Federal Reserve. That's what I think. Cats are definitely the Federal Reserve. That's what the Federal Reserve evolved from. Central banking came out of cats. They don't give two damns. Shoot, you feeding me. Shoot, the cat, you go ahead and die. You still gonna feed me. Eat your fingers and your eye lips, your butthole. Oh no. I know the cat people, man. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I take everything back. Cats are not very. They're lovely and cuddly, and they love you. And those claws, they're just for tickling you. They're just to tickle, and the sharp canine, they're just to tickle. That's all. They love you. America's good too. They got a military-industrial complex because they want to love the world. They want to. All right. You know, but the good thing about cats though, they evolved to be that way, and they had to. Cats are psychopaths. They had to. Is this a world where you get to survive and not be a psycho? The only reason cats are here is because they became psychopaths. This world was trying to murder them. Wolves, foxes, coyotes, birds of prey, dinosaurs, and cats done made it all through that. You think, no, I'm not hating on cats. They have to be that way. They can't trust nobody. The same way American kids. Same way the Palestinian kids. Same way the kids in the Congo. Same way the kids in Honduras. Same way the kids in the Honduras. At one point in time, when are we going to stop raising murdery bastards because we let bastards run the ecosystems of the planet? I think cats are evolving into being kind in the future. They'll eventually become that little precious thing you want. You want it to be, and they'll be like dogs. They'll lay down right next to you when you die and just like, oh, mommy died. I'm going to lay down with mommy. Instead of licking your lips. Like, mommy kind of delicious. Let me say, I got to evolve the species and keep going. I got my warrior genes active. I'm just going to take mommy lip. I'm just all right. No, all right, dude, let's be fair, though. Some of the dogs will eat you, too. Dogs have eaten people, too. Dogs will eat you, too. Don't get it twisted. You love that dog your whole life, it'll love you back. Some of the dogs, you know what, I miss daddy, but is that blood? He done fell down the steps. Is that blood coming out his ear? Oh, look at that. That's blood. That's energy. Everything is energy. Reconsuming the energy. They will reconsume you but poop you right back out. But everything gets recycled. You know, the only thing we shouldn't be recycling is psychopathy. We need to stop making violent people and violent species. We know we can fix the planet. Maybe we should. We can fix the ecosystem so everything has what it needs to, so we don't have to make kids like cats and dogs that ain't trying to fit in your pack. What did Eileen say? I love my cat. Only one is a Well, Eileen, you should love all your cats. Oh, you should love all of them. Love all your cats. The cats, it's not their fault. And that's kind of my point. It's not their fault. You know, cat is not, we are supposed to be the stewards of the planet. The only reason why everything's out still murdering each other because we are, and we refuse to take care of everything. You know, but, you know, I'm glad Eileen admits it. She's like, yeah, I love them, but they murdery bastards. We gotta love everybody. You know, when these doughboys pull these drive-by shootings, you gotta love them. You gotta love them. The McCains and Obamas and Trumps and the rest of them, you gotta love them. They became what the ecosystem made them. And you don't put them in power. You don't give them keys and military-industrial complexes to go pull drive-by nation shootings and act on the gang mentality because they were raised to be violent. You change the system. Change the system. But you gotta love them. Gotta love them. Can't blame cats. Can't blame them at all. I used to have cats. Can't blame them at all. I love my cats. She only murders bugs. She's scared to go outside. We'll only go... Wait. Oh. We'll only go out on the porch because we are on the second floor. Aww. Max, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. That's that. Don't let me find you in the paper. I know it's sweet. You're supposed to love your cat. Just remember, with the cat is a cat. You know, military-industrial complex is a military-industrial complex. If you give it opportunity, You know, I think your cat loves you too, Megs, but just don't stop feeding it. Don't stop feeding it. It's not going to go well for the birds in the neighborhood. I'm trying to tell you. That's not going to be the only reason. All right, I'm going to stop. You, the cat people, be all mad at me. Besides the fact, human beings murder each other more than cats murder each other. So, there you go. 98% aquatic monkeys. Color is a perception. Yes, it is. She was absolutely perception. Parents are here to raise children that are better people than they are. That's the only reason. That's the only reason we even have children, Adrian. That is the only reason. You have to be trying to make a better you. But our biggest problem, Adrian, I think what that is, most people don't think there's anything wrong with it. Most people ain't ever wrong. They think they done got it figured out. This is what I am. I'm exactly what these Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and artificial scarcity made me. I'm exactly where I was born. This is what I am, and this is what I'm proud of. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But it can't raise kids to be better because they're perfect. Something got to be wrong with you to raise something to be better than you. You know, and if you look at these politicians, I asked, last question, I'll end on that. You name me the politicians that say they're wrong. Right. That's who should be running the world. Nobody. All right, ain't it going? This is Gerard. Love y'all to death. I'm out. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.